Welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase, level 1 CMT and full-time trader. Today we're going to focus on Chainlink daily chart, and then we'll zoom out to the weekly and the monthly to get a better perspective on the macro scale. But first, let's get right to the daily chart. So we're doing some consolidating, testing the 21 EMA. This yellow line will be important. If we move lower, we want to watch for dual closes below that. If we get two, you can see we cracked the ice back here, right? That might have been a warning shot. The future will be able to see that, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. But as we're in the moment, right, we need to watch for double closes, right? This time we cracked the ice and got right back above it. If we come down and we close two consecutive candles, right? Consecutive is important. Below the 21 EMA, our odds go higher that we're gonna either enter a prolonged cool off or a downwards movement, right? And so now let's look at where we're gonna go if we go down and to the positives, right? We always want to look at bullish and bearish scenarios to keep as unbiased as possible, even though we're slight fans of Chainlink. So let's continue to monitor that. Right? If we break out, right, where's the high? We don't have much to go here, right? We're kind of at this maybe kind of a boiling. We're on a low simmer here, right? We have this kind of rounded move up. Maybe we come down here and kind of do something like this. Have we done that historically anytime recently? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go back and look, right? So right back over here, not as quite as textbook as we looked at here, but right. So let's go look at this, right? So we hit kind of a local top here, did some consolidation, right? And then we kind of come back down, right? So maybe a mini version of this, right? This is a number of weeks and months playing out, but you could see our initial high here, consolidation, a dip back down, right? This rounded, right? This is what we're looking at. And then you see we almost hit it again. And then we come back down and put in this little mini version, right? You see this, the big version and then the mini version before the continuation or a breakout move higher, right? So look at that. Look at the random line drawing and let's move back over, right? You see this, right? So this is what we're looking for to the upside. Not saying either of these is likely. Over the next one, whoops, let's hit the right buttons there. Words are hard. There we go. And nope, just kidding. We didn't go back for enough. And there we still haven't got it. Pause for consolidation. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's remove the drawings. So breakout, we're just looking for a close above 1650. Otherwise, I tend to favor a little bit of a consolidation here, even though Bitcoin's doing quite well. If Bitcoin hesitates like it did, early this morning, altcoins can take a beating in a hurry, right? Is why you're seeing kind of a sea of red up and down here. So more on that in just a bit. But to the downside, we're looking at, like we led off with, two closes below here. Until then, right, there's nothing to really go off of, right? High side 1650, low side as of now, it's around 1450. Right? As of recording, we're around 1550, so we're kind of splitting the difference here, aren't we? So this is why it's kind of a coin toss at the moment. You want to watch this on a day-to-day basis. We'll try to do daily Chainlink updates, so, subscribe if you haven't already. Watch more of these, and you can stay right on it, right? Nothing should surprise you if you're watching these videos. So step one, we're watching for double closes below here to the bearish side. Step two is this low, right? You want to be watching this low. So that low close is 1450. Right? That doesn't seem right. 13. I was at this one. I was like, okay, so 1337. If we close under that, then we're likely entering either a prolonged cool off or a downtrend, right? We've been on an uptrend for a hot minute. So where would our downtrend be? We've talked about this in previous videos. If you put it on closing prices, you can see where you kind of start to hesitate here, right? This is this zone right here. So from like 1170 to 1030. To be precise, right? You can see that if you put it back on closing, right? That was our initial kind of blast out of the $8 range to single digits to double digits. That was our initial hesitation. So kind of the build-up consolidation level, that's our next level. It will very likely fall to this level, this zone, I should say, somewhere in here. If that low is breached and or we start to close double candles consecutively below that 21 EMA. When you close two candles below the 21 EMA, it usually takes more time to consolidate. Look back over here, right? Two candles, consecutive, consolidation, sideways, or a downtrend. But in a bull market, right, you kind of got to just take it day to day, right? Is it going to consolidate after a, considerable move upside? We could probably use some healthy cool off and a downtrend, right? We don't want up only mode just yet. We're not there. We haven't built enough healthy base. So Chainlink daily chart, hopefully you stay ahead here, right? We're looking first and foremost at that 21-day EMA in the yellow. And if we break that with 2 consecutive daily candles, which will, if it's this week, we'll be on it, right? And step 2 to the downside here. To the upside, right? It's really stupidly easy, right? Just close above 1650 and we're going higher. How much higher? Well, you got to zoom out more, right? We don't have a whole lot to go off of on that one. So let's get to our weekly chart, right? And now we're getting obviously stupidly high on this breakout. So some consolidation would be well welcomed, or a cool off, right? You can remember way back when we first talked about that zone where we kind of hit right this top and then this consolidation, this round. So maybe we do another macro fractal of that, something like this. This would be very healthy, right? Something, I'm not saying we're going down to this precise number, but something loosely fit to this seemingly would be very bullish. So let's get a little bit more technical and stop drawing for the fun of it. And let's see where we could precisely go. So EMA 8 on the weekly, as of right now, is 1371. I would love to hit that and hold, but it depends on what Bitcoin does, right? A lot of altcoins are going to be dependent on the big brother, right? So best case scenario, if we cool off, it would be the EMA 8. Worst case, we're looking at the 21 EMA. The 21 EMA on the daily, the weekly, any chart is going to be key. 21 EMA, okay? So 21 EMA now is of 1080, but you can see it's rising. So day over day, week over week, this average is rising. So if we consolidate here and go sideways, well, we're probably just going to run into kind of the EMA 8 here relatively soon, and then we could bounce again. If we come back down and start to close like below that level, right, that 1450 level, which would be the daily EMA 21 that we just talked about. So if we close below that with, a couple of daily candles, then maybe we go a little bit lower. So how much lower? Well, the 21 EMA. So you got to kind of use some, we'll keep on top of this, but you can see like these would likely start to level off. If prices come down, this is what's going to happen. So we're going to be watching that 21 EMA like a hawk. If we start to move downwards, that's where you're going to want to likely have your orders in all before we get there, right? If you try to put an order in, in a second, right, and there's a lot of volatility, you're very likely not going to get that order filled. So having orders open with any altcoins at their 21-week EMA is often a good idea. So if you don't know now, you know. So that is the weekly chart. Looking at that, this big line down here, if for some reason, BlackRock deems it so and Bitcoin goes down to 30K again overnight, could happen. Worst case scenario for Chainlink, you want to watch that 200 EMA. So this guy right here in the pink. So 200 EMA, very slow moving, likely going to be in the next couple of months around the $10 level. Until then, right, low 9s and rising week over week. So watch for that. As the worst case scenario, we should not, altcoins that are this much above the 200 week should not be going back below their 200 week. Unless BlackRock wants to buy some really cheap Bitcoins. Okay, so it could happen. We'll be on it every day, right? We're looking. Monthly chart. This is where we start to get a little bit annoyingly high. We're outside the monthly Bollinger Bands, working on month 2, right? Even though it's we still got a little ways to go here, right? For December, outside the monthly Bollinger Bands doesn't tend to hold up real well for consecutive months. Let's go back and look at history. 1 month out, came back down a little bit. 1 month out, came back down a little bit. 1 month out, came back down a little bit, right? And this is not Chainlink specific. The only time you're really holding multiple candles outside on a monthly Bollinger Band tends to be Ultra Bull, blow off top-ish kind of feeling. So just throwing that out there. Not that we can't go higher, but really we don't want to go a lot higher, right? Going from, $5 to 16 in a couple of months, that's pretty good. Right? Let's take our little 3x and consolidate for a little bit and then go again. if we go down on the monthly scale, we're again look at these wicks back over here, right? September 2020, our move to $20. We came back down. Where did we hit? The EMA 8 on the monthly. EMA 8 on the monthly, as of right now, is $11. Okay, I wouldn't mind doing that, right? You shouldn't either. Going from 5 to 15, 16, almost 17, back to 11, maintain our health, and then we can go again, right? Do something like this. I would love to do something fractal like we did in the fall of 2020. Something like this would be very healthy. And then it would allow for some kind of true alt season to happen, and maybe we could get some kind of epic move out of altcoins, Chainlink included. But until then, I'm just throwing that out. What you want to be watching for is a curl up in this lower monthly Bollinger Band. You can also watch the weekly. The weekly is, I believe, still very powerful as well. Let's go back to weekly just briefly, and you can see it's starting to move in, but we don't have that upwards movement yet. But likely it's just a little bit tired, for lack of a better word, for this upwards movement. So monthly, could we have seen the top for December? Maybe. If Bitcoin wants to get nuts and go to 45, 50K this month before BlackRock wants to buy some cheap Bitcoin, so be it. But then Chainlink might go a little bit higher. But you could see on the monthly scale, this makes sense for it to be kind of a local area here, right? Our initial move to $20 right back in the stages of summer 2020, and then our move much higher, and then our only green candle in the bear market right here on the downtrend, right? The devil downtrend, the black diamonds, call them red diamonds, red triangles, Chase. So this makes sense, right? We're back to that zone, back to back kind of taps on the monthly scale. It would make sense to me if we kind of pause and hesitate. Maybe we go up again, but something like this where we kind of come down, go back up. But we really need to maintain our Chainlink health, right? Let's not rip our Sergey flannels just yet. We don't need to go full Hulk mode just yet, right? Let's do some consolidation and then go Hulk, right? Maybe next summer or next spring, right? I'm all for whatever, but here's the monthly scale. It should paint a pretty clear picture that this makes sense to chill a little bit, and then we can go later. If we break through this, say December closes at 18, right? We have to give that a possibility, right? If we close above this zone in December, where's the next high? Well, let's put on closing prices, right? Here's our peak here. Our next peak is way the hell up here, right? We're looking like a 2x before really the next logical spot. So that will be our spot that we're focusing on at some point. But, there's our zone, maybe 26 to 30. If we somehow can manage to go full bull and Bitcoin has no chill and altcoins start to, get, stupid, right? Chainlink closes above 17 December. That's our next target. I don't think that's the odds. I think we're probably set up for a little bit of chill mode. But that's, yet to be determined, right? We're early in the month. We'll update you every step of the day, every step of the week in the days ahead. You catch what I'm saying. That's Chainlink. Monday update for December 4th. If you want more content, you want more help navigating the markets, want Bitcoin daily updates, DXY, all that stuff, tips and tricks, alerts, Patreon. Join that. If you're watching this long, you're interested somewhat in this kind of stuff. So kudos to you. Join us there if you want more help, and I'm happy to help you. And you get requests in, all that good stuff. I try to do my best to respond in there pretty much all day, every day. So questions there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next Chainlink video. Let's get to our quote and car of the day. Here's our car of the day. Any guesses? Hopefully you get this one. If you're kind of a car guy, you got this, right? 4GT, the new one, right? And this color is amazing. It's like an orange-red mix. I know it kind of probably looks a little bit red to you, but look at this lady. Her shirt is red, right? So this is really cool looking in real life. And not only that, but carbon fiber wheels. Always a fan of that. Yeah, carbon fiber lip, carbon fiber skirts, carbon fiber rear, carbon fiber wheels. 4GT, tough to beat. American supercar, probably really our only supercar. Dodge Viper, I don't know if you could put that in supercar territory, but for supercar America, 4GT is it. Pretty good looking one. All right, quote. I don't think I did it. Quote of the day, December 4th. Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. Try again, I think is the silver lining on that one. All right, I'll end it there. Hopefully you found this mildly entertaining or somewhat helpful. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching this long if you have. Sergey Rip time. No. All right.